Buying a bad car doesn't start with a breakdown. It starts with a decision, and too many people are still choosing the wrong brand. These 11 vehicles look like smart buys, but underneath, they're engineering disasters, financial traps, and dealership secrets rolled into one. Curious which innovative EV is already becoming a liability, or which luxury SUV turns into a flooded wreck. Stay to the end, because the final brand still tricks even the savviest buyers. Nissan. From everywhere to nowhere. Once a symbol of affordable Japanese reliability, the brand has decayed into a shell of its former self. The real story isn't about a single model. It's about how Nissan lost its grip on trust, performance, and purpose. Start with the Rogue. This compact sport utility vehicle, once a top choice for suburban families, has become a cautionary tale in modern design failure. Its continuously variable transmission, once hailed as innovative, has turned into one of the most hated drivetrain components on the road. Owners report jerking, slipping, and complete failure, often before even reaching 100,000 miles. Replacement costs range from $3,500 to $8,000, depending on location and drivetrain. And that's if the dealership even has the parts ready, which is far from guaranteed. The Altima shares the same fate. Across the 2015 to 2020 model years, a flood of complaints poured in detailing the exact same transmission problems. The promise of fuel efficiency quickly collapses when the car spends more time at the service bay than in motion. Camshaft and crankshaft sensor issues, intake gasket leaks, and failing catalytic converters round out the Altima's miserable resume. Once considered a competitor to the Honda Accord and Toyota Camry, the Altima now resembles a vehicle that gave up trying. Then comes the Frontier, a truck that looks the part but struggles with the basics. The 2018 to 2021 models have been repeatedly criticized for unresponsive steering, an outdated interior, and a ride quality that feels like punishment. Despite its off-road styling and rugged image, the Frontier has been left in the dust by more refined rivals, like the Toyota Tacoma or even the Ford Ranger. Nissan scaled back production, but the damage to consumer trust is harder to reverse. From design stagnation to engineering shortcuts, Nissan's downfall wasn't a single event. It was 1,000 small compromises, each one slowly draining value from the badge. Still, there's one thing worse than buying a car that breaks. It's buying a luxury vehicle that does the same thing and charges triple for the privilege. Look, we dug through reliability reports, ownership surveys, and repair databases, so you don't have to. Now you've got the truth brands don't want you to hear. If that saved you time or money, hit subscribe and let us know in the comments. Jaguar, the expensive headache. You don't drive a Jaguar, you survive it. The F-Pace enters the room with charisma, sleek lines, muscular stance, and that unmistakable British badge. It promises power, sophistication, and prestige. What it delivers is chaos. Models built between 2016 and 2020 are now infamous. The infotainment system freezes in the middle of navigation. The stop-start function misfires in hot weather, and the interior, it literally melts. Drivers have reported glue seeping from the steering wheel, a disgusting reminder that some luxury touches are only skin deep. Squeaks and rattles infiltrate the cabin like a broken symphony. Doors, dashboards, and suspension components lose harmony and then fall apart. The mechanical issues are worse. Transmission glitches emerge early, oil leaks soon follow, and sensors fail at alarming rates. Jaguar's hallmark has become unpredictability. Owners are left second-guessing every alert, every lag, every delay. One repair visit leads to another, then another, and over a 5-year period, the average Jaguar F-Pace racks up over $13,000 in repair bills. That does not include routine maintenance or unexpected emergencies, just the privilege of keeping it on the road. J.D. Power slapped Jaguar with below-average reliability ratings across nearly all categories. For many, it's a deal-breaker. For others, it's a delayed realization, one that arrives only after the warranty expires. Jaguar once built legends. Now it builds liabilities disguised in leather. For buyers drawn in by elegance and name recognition, the fall is especially painful. And yet, this story is not unique. There's another brand that took an even more powerful legacy and turned it into a slow-motion breakdown. Jeep, America's off-road lie. They invented the sport utility vehicle. Then they weaponized nostalgia. Buyers thought they were purchasing history. What they got was an expensive lesson in mechanical failure. Start with the Wrangler. The third-generation models, particularly from 2007 to 2018 delivered more recalls than road trips. Electrical bugs plagued owners from the moment they drove off the lot. Brake systems failed. Steering systems were so loose that drivers described them as suggestions rather than commands. The infamous death wobble of the 2017 Wrangler wasn't just an isolated incident. It was a systemic flaw that led to 5 federal investigations and over 1,500 consumer complaints. Then came the 2018 model. Hailed as the best of the worst, it suffered 12 recalls and served as a grim reminder that iconic styling doesn't fix poor engineering. Even ride comfort, a non-negotiable for modern buyers, fell apart. The seats are stiff, the cabin cramped, and the suspension bounces over city streets like a poorly tuned trampoline. Jeep's Grand Cherokee should have been the redemption arc. Instead, it delivered its own set of disappointments: premature brake wear, glitchy power steering, and a nightmare component known as the Totally Integrated Power Module have left thousands of owners frustrated and financially drained. TIPM failures often lead to no-start issues, random stalling, or complete electrical shutdown, all without warning. And replacement? That runs well into the thousands, if you can even find a dealership willing to diagnose it properly. For a brand built on rugged adventure, the reality is a patchwork of recalls, lawsuits, and owner regret. Only 25% of Wrangler owners believe their vehicle will hit 200,000 miles, a stunning stat for a brand that sells longevity as a lifestyle. Yet, Jeep's fall from grace is only part of a larger story, because now it's time to talk about a manufacturer that sells itself on German engineering while delivering mechanical anxiety in disguise. Volkswagen. Engineering or illusion? German engineering once stood as a global benchmark. It meant overbuilt components, mechanical elegance, and trust that the machine beneath you would last a generation. But for too many Volkswagen drivers today, those ideals have rusted away, replaced by dashboard chaos, mystery noises, and breakdowns that feel almost intentional. For anyone looking beneath the sleek body lines of the Jetta and Atlas, what they'll find is not engineering excellence, but engineering erosion. Start with the Jetta. Once an icon for affordable European performance in America, it now carries a warning label in buyer forums and ownership surveys. The 2019 model year marked a visible shift. Reliability scores collapsed, just 1 out of 5 stars. Owners immediately pointed to a flawed transmission that stumbled through gear shifts with hesitation, jerks, and grinding noises, especially in the ironically named Eco mode. Dealerships shrugged it off, calling it normal. But when normal starts sounding like sabotage, trust in the brand quickly collapses. The problems only deepen. Jettas have been plagued with head gasket failures, leading to coolant leaks, overheating, and engine damage that costs thousands to fix. These aren't high-mileage vehicles either. Many of these breakdowns occur far too early in ownership. Add failing window regulators, trunk latches that break randomly, and alignment issues in doors and trim, and suddenly the Jetta feels more like a prototype than a production car. Now scale up those problems to the Volkswagen Atlas, a vehicle marketed as the ultimate family SUV. Engine issues begin with connecting rod bearings. These small components carry the full force of the engine's power stroke, and when they fail, it's catastrophic. Drivers have reported horrifying stalls in traffic and total engine seizure. Meanwhile, the brake master cylinder, a part you hope never to think about, has caused total brake failure in documented cases. The worst part? You don't know it's coming until it's too late. And don't get started on the electrical system. Glitches plague the Atlas. Infotainment crashes, ghost alerts, and malfunctioning reverse cameras turn basic driving tasks into stress-inducing gambles. Even the turbocharged 4-cylinder engine can't redeem it. With passengers and cargo, it wheezes, lags, and offers none of the confident push an SUV should. Volkswagen built its name on reliability and precision. But what drivers are experiencing now is illusion, an expensive one that collapses the moment you drive off the lot. Think that's bad?